I still remember that night, rain beating against the glass, the air heavy with silence, and my heart breaking louder than the storm outside. They say love heals, but sometimes love blinds you. And sometimes, the one you trust most becomes the stranger you fear the deepest. Welcome to Unseen Romance, where hidden stories of love, betrayal, and healing find a voice. Subscribe, like, and share your thoughts. I promise, every story here will touch your soul. Arya was the kind of woman people often overlooked. Not because she wasn't beautiful, she was, in that quiet, timeless way, but because she didn't seek attention. Her beauty wasn't loud, it was steady, like candlelight in a storm. She believed in love, not as an idea, but as a way of life. She was the kind who carried flowers home for herself, who wrote letters she never sent, who dreamed of a love so deep it would silence her fears. And then there was Ethan. To the world, he was charming. To her, he was irresistible. The kind of man who could walk into a room and make it feel smaller, more intimate, like you were the only one in it. He laughed easily, spoke tenderly, and seemed to know exactly when to hold her hand. They met at a wedding, two strangers standing at the edge of someone else's love story. He offered her a glass of wine. She offered him a smile. And in that moment, two lonely souls collided. Their courtship was fast, almost reckless. Long drives that stretched into sunrise. Conversations that danced between silly and sacred. The kind of love that felt inevitable, like falling asleep or breathing. Ethan made promises Arya had only read in novels. He told her she was his forever. She told him she had finally found home. Marriage came quickly. Too quickly, some would say. But to Arya, love was not measured in time but in certainty. And with Ethan, she felt certain. In the first months, life was painted in warm colors. Love notes left on pillows. Breakfasts made together, burnt pancakes and laughter echoing through their kitchen. Nights curled against each other, whispering dreams into the dark. Arya thought to herself, if happiness had a name, it would be Ethan. But perfection is fragile. And love can be tested. At first, it was little things. Ethan coming home later than usual. His phone lighting up at midnight, his face turning away too quickly. The way his laughter, once open and loud, turned into sighs and silence. Arya told herself love is patient. That people go through phases. That his distance was temporary, and her devotion would be enough to pull him back. But the emptiness in their house grew louder. She would cook dinners he no longer showed up for. She would whisper goodnight to a man already lost in his own world. Her heart still believed. But her soul began to ache. Then came the night. The night everything fell apart. Ethan was in the shower. His phone, carelessly left on the bed, lit up. A message. Arya hadn't been searching, but sometimes truth finds you even when you don't want it. Her eyes caught words that pierced like knives. Intimate words. Promises meant for another. Her hands shook. Her body went cold. Her heart screamed, but no sound escaped her lips. When Ethan stepped out, she held the phone up, her eyes drowning in betrayal. He didn't fight, didn't beg, didn't even lie. He just stayed silent. And in that silence, she heard everything she feared. Sometimes the absence of words is the loudest confession. but betrayal, like storms, rarely comes alone. In the days that followed, secrets began to surface. Debts he had hidden. Lies he had told. And another woman, a woman who once believed she was his forever too. Arya realized she had never truly known the man she married. She had married a version of him, crafted with charm and promises, but behind the mask was a stranger she had never met. Her nights became heavy with questions. Was any of it real? Was his laughter, his touch, his vows, all just shadows of a lie? And yet, amid the heartbreak, a strange clarity began to bloom. She had given her heart away, but perhaps it was time to take it back. Leaving wasn't easy. Love, even when broken, leaves scars that beg to stay. But Arya knew survival was not betrayal of love, it was proof of it. Proof that love begins with ourselves. The day she walked away, she didn't slam doors or burn letters. She packed her memories gently, like fragile glass. She left with quiet steps, not anger. And though her heart was heavy, her spirit felt lighter than it had in months. She realized something powerful: love can break you, but it can also remake you. Healing, she discovered, is not the absence of pain, but the courage to rise from it. Arya left not with bitterness, but with grace. Love had shattered her illusions, yet gifted her strength. Sometimes the bravest thing is walking away. And sometimes, survival itself becomes the most beautiful love story we will ever tell. Thank you for joining me on this journey through Unseen Romance. If this story touched you, please subscribe, like, and share your thoughts in the comments. I'd love to hear them. And stay close. Our next story carries a secret so haunting, it will remind you that love is never as simple as it seems.